Everybody's me, Russ. Welcome to the channel.
Yeah!
This is RSD Record Store Day Part 2. Miller Lite. Trying to keep it, low cal. There was somebody in a group, one of the Dada groups, that I got a notification, and they said it was of all the interviews that he's done, this was in their top 5. So that was an honor. I tell you what. So I'm celebrating a little bit with some light beer because I feel like, I was watching myself from the profile angle, like from this angle here, because usually we're coming at you like this, and I look like, I could be in shape. But when I'm sitting, like that on the profile, you can see, hey man, this guy needs to maybe drink some Miller Lite rather than the IPAs and such, right? Record Store Day 2026. It was pretty freaking good, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. I know there's controversy. I'm not a hater. All right, I love Record Store Day. I think it's awesome. Hanging out with friends. You can see record nerds. You talk to people with the same weird passion as you. Most people out there don't get it. I mean, we're getting more every day. I mean, look at the numbers out there. This was a successful Record Store Day. Not only that, but what, $1 billion in record sales? I mean, it's mostly Taylor Swift, right? I think if you looked at the pie chart of people buying vinyl, it's like, classic rock is like here, and then the rest of the pie chart is like Taylor Swift. So there's that. But hey, it's still a win. I'm gonna count it as a win. Like and subscribe, because that's how I roll. Leaning into the strangeness. I know I may have had more than a couple of these since I got home. I'm trying to limit myself to 2, but tonight it's been a long day. It's like midnight as I'm recording this, so I'm both fatigued and a little buzzed. Welcome. All right, so I got 3 of the major multimedia, physical media audio groups here. And we'll start with CDs. Why not? CDs making a comeback. And that's, I don't think Taylor Swift put out a lot of CDs, so that might have messed up the numbers. You don't know. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, so this was probably the first CD. If I'm looking back, I don't know. I can't remember ever buying a CD on Record Store Day, but this one got me, all right? The Pink Floyd, I know I've shared that before, but I'm going to go into the CDs I found at Daybreak, because Daybreak didn't sell CDs for a long time. I remember RJ was kind of dead set against them, like, CDs are out, CDs suck. But they kind of made it, and they sell, so, but they start stacking up, and then he starts selling them for $1. And this is, so we listened to this one. I think we listened to this one Sunday morning. Sunday morning I got up, tried to find the Dada record again right out there in the wild somewhere. The internet, like, well, it's like I missed the Dada record again. Jeez. So speaking of Dada and Joey Calio, this showed up in the mail today, and it has this do not bend on here, It's probably done by the people who sent it. Who sent this? So this was from RSD Market, and right after, when I couldn't get the record, I'm like, I jumped on RSD Market, and this company, Curious Collections, Vinyl Records and More, out of Rosemary Drive, Braxton, Texas. So thanks to you guys out there for sending this to me. But they put the sticker on that says "Do Not Bend," and I don't know if this is what happened, but sometimes when you say something like that, like, hey, don't think of the pink elephant, right? And what pops in your mind? Some people will see something like that. And so I got this record and I was like, oh no. It's like, you see that? There's like this crease right here. I mean, it's not bent in half. So hopefully the box absorbed whatever happened here, right? There's probably my address on there. It's fine. Anyway, right? So there you go. I'm going to open this up, take a look. And didn't get this on Record Store Day. because Silver Platter's only got 5 copies. That was another cool thing about Joey, is that he, there was another couple of fans there in line that were like, they were like super fans, you know. I mean, you got a tattoo of the band on you, on your body, you're a super fan. And these people didn't get their record, and Joey was like visibly upset that these fans, these 2 fans that were waited in line, that were right up front, didn't get the record. And cool to see him like, hey man, what the hell? So he's just upset. People think that it's his fault or the label's fault or something. It's the label, it's a lot of business people, it's people gambling. We talked about it in that interview if you want to watch that. That was one of the first questions I asked, because he's getting this, you know, sort of like, oh, it's your fault, you should make more copies. Dada, why don't you guys make more copies? Like records are cookies and they're putting them on a sheet in their ovens at home and just not making enough. It's just not how it works. So this is cool. It came with Curious Collections wants to thank you for shopping with us. And there it is. I had no idea I even bought this from a record store in Texas until just now. It was on RSD Market. So yeah, and Joey brought that up too. So RSD Market, I didn't know that existed. You want your record store day records that you can't get, or they were sold out on record store day. It's one way to do it. Dana's right over there. Look, Dana, I got it. El Subluminoso. Got this and that. That's kind of a receipt. 1 of 1. Dada El Subliminoso. Heck yeah, and it is not damaged. So that looks, well, it looks a little bit, we'll see how it lays on the turntable, but there it is. There's the record. I'll play that later. This is an interesting whole concept around records and record store day. Things I didn't know that I'm learning. So, continuing on, what did I get at Daybreak? Jumped online, and while I was doing that, we put this in, and this is fantastic. This is Memphis garage rock from the 90s. A history of, and there must be like a series of these, but this is awesome. Dana and I really enjoyed this, and it was $1. So this is a $1 CD that we got a kick out of that. Great stuff. It's like the Pebbles of the 90s, Memphis garage rock. I don't know. I figured this is something Dana would enjoy more than me, because I remember back in the day, she really liked this band, and it is the Indigo Girls. She's not here right now, so don't tell her. But this is the Indigo Girls. Got her this. She digs the Indigo Girls. Do you like the Indigo Girls? I don't know. Drop a comment if you do. If you don't, just keep that to yourself. No one cares. It's your opinion, man. All right, this is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. Anybody like that stuff? I like that. I remember what Brian Setzer made, like rockabilly big again, right? Like 50s kind of rockabilly music, popular in the 80s, and then in the 90s, he helped kick off this whole kind of swing band kind of, right, jump, jive, and wail kind of thing that he did. And then you got Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, who had evolved out of that, and then it just kind of fizzled out right away. But I liked it. Zoot suits and all that, I don't know, but very cool shit. This is a cool CD. I checked all these CDs too, and that's another thing I do appreciate about Daybreak is there's not a scratch on them. Pretty sure if there was a scratch on them, they chuck them out. I know the gang down there at Daybreak, they do not tolerate landfill physical media. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy coming in number 3. You got 5 total CDs. And this was a cool find. Got the cassette tape, but this it was cool to find this. So I got the cassette tape. Now I got a CD of Dada's Puzzle. And that was $2, right? But I think that there was trying to clearance out of CDs on record store day. So they had like, if you bought three $2 CDs, you got $5, right? So 3 for $5. Got this one with the 3 for $5. I think the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was in there, and this one was in there too. This is a great Santana album. We rocked this in the morning, and that was freaking phenomenal. I really enjoyed this one. Santana CD, amazing. It's just got the basic Columbia. You can get all this space. You can do a picture disc on a CD. You can do a picture disc on every CD, and it doesn't mess up the sound quality like it does with records. So those are the CDs. Now, before I get to the records, you know me, right? All right, and all those are in right here. My Bruno Mars free tote bag. Got it, the silver platters. That was pretty cool. It's another thing, you know, I like about silver platters. There's a came with a pin. I think that's Bruno Mars for president. At this point, I'd vote for him. What the heck? Why not? All right, so I enjoy cassette tapes. So I'm gonna share some cassettes I got. There's another form of genre of music that is not super popular in the VC, but there's another VCer out there, the old goat, Donald Eugene, as he said in the last video, who he enjoys a Christmas album or two, and so do I. I'll admit it. I like Christmas time, and I like some Christmas music. So I found these on cassette, and I was like, that is awesome. Willie Nelson Christmas album? Are you kidding me? That's freaking awesome. Love that. Got some country going on here. I got into a little country on the cassette tapes. I don't see a lot of country cassette tapes. I should, but being from Seattle, maybe that's a thing. You just don't see them as much around here. George Strait made a Christmas album, and it's right here on cassette tape. Look at that. These are all like a buck each. So they've gone up from 49 cents. So cassettes are getting a lot more collectible too. Loverboy. I got a bunch of Loverboy records, but I don't think I have this one. So this is one studio album that, unless it's a live thing, I don't know. But for $1, I picked it up, you know. Here's another one. My father-in-law really enjoys Loretta Lynn, and my mother-in-law. So I got this for them, and then, you know, you got Conway Twitty in there also. So it's like a bonus. Just throw that in. Not only do you get Loretta Lynn, can't even say Loretta Lynn, Jesus. But we'll throw in, wait, there's more, right? Conway Twitty. Hell yeah. So, oh, here's probably, I'll hold off on this one. There's a cassette tape that I spent, a used cassette tape I probably spent more on than I've ever spent in a long time on a used cassette tape. I think of the Dead Kennedys cassette tape I spent some money on that one. I sent a friend of mine a cassette tape up there too, and that one was like $15. So, but this one for myself, besides the punk stuff. Anyway, here's another dollar one. This is the Romantics. I might have this one on vinyl. I have to check but I love the Romantics from back in the day. I hear the secrets that you keep. I don't know if that's the song on this album. I don't know. This album and the songs didn't sound familiar to me, so I picked it up for $1. And this was a horrible time for cassette physical media when they stuck the barcode right there. Like, you have all this freaking space. Put the barcode on the back. You freaking, what are you doing, right? Oh, come on. Anyway. And here we go. Here's the last cassette tape. This was a cool find. I spent $8 on this one. Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, great album. It's decent shape. Excellent Seattle band, by the way. Not only a Seattle band, but I live up here in Everett, Washington. And Jeff Tate starts with a G, you know. Anyway, he is from Everett, Washington, and he still lives here, from what I've heard. There's kind of fold out, right? Get the microprint lyrics and stuff. But very cool. I used to have, so I had a record company. I worked for a company that did marketing for, we bought airtime from, I'm not going to bore you with the details, but basically we did marketing for radio stations, and that gave me a little bit of access into the kind of promo market. And so I stopped by a few places in downtown Seattle. I think EMI had a thing down on the waterfront for a while, and there was another one. Whoever, I can't remember the record company that had Queensryche, but I stopped by BMI. I don't know. I can't remember all these acronyms and names. But I used to roll in there, and they used to give me free shit. And I would just say, oh, yeah, I work for Key Radio Network, which I'll explain all that later. And yeah, they would give me free. So they gave me a stack of Operation Mindcrime CD box sets with all this cool paperwork and stuff. And I sold them all. And I kept one for myself, and I had no idea what I did with it. So it either got stole or I lost it. It sucks, but what do you do?